first and foremost, man, I want to say thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are so necessary and you are so needed.
Wow.
And you reaching millions of folks
Wow.
that need to hear your testimony.
Yes, sir.
You've been very transparent.
Yeah.
You've been very devout.
Yeah.
Very committed. And very honest.
Wow.
In your story. You know, we all, ain't none of us perfect.
Come on, brother. None of us.
But we could be perfect in our intent.
Yeah.
And I watch what you do.
It's good.
And I want to say I commend you.
Wow.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you,
and I'm happy to have you in our space.
Thank you, baby.
I'm happy to have you in our space.
Thank you.
Tye Tribbett is here. The multiple-time Grammy winner, Tye Tribbett is here.
Yes, sir.
The gospel artist, Tye Tribbett is here.
Yes, sir.
The songwriter, Tye Tribbett is here.
Sir.
The motivational speaker, Tye Tribbett is here. The husband, Tye Tribbett is here. The community leader, Tye Tribbett is here. The performer, Tye Tribbett is here.
Yes.
Give it up for Tye Tribbett.
That's the best intro I ever got, yo.
Yo, word? That was off the
best
top,
intro.
man. You want to bring me out on stage.
You got a freestyle intro.
Come
I
on,
love
man.
it.
Kirk wanted to bring me on stage.
Oh, word? So it's my turn now? What
Hey,
up?
man. Where you
Whoa.
from, Camden?
Camden, New Jersey, man.
Jersey,
South Jersey,
stand up. Let's
by
go.
Philly. Oh, you sound like a little more up north, though.
I am. I'm Jersey City.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm close
Jersey
to New
City?
York.
Oh, yeah, I love it. That's all family,
Yeah.
yo.
Well, how did you grow up? Like, what was your family?
Church. My dad was a pastor.
Okay.
Mom was like the first lady with the big hat.
That was
Small church, like mostly family.
okay.
Yeah.
50 people in there. We
Yeah,
in there
yeah.
just getting in there. Everybody, my cousin, I know everybody in the church. So I grew up like dad, very strict Pentecostal, like can't do nothing, no earrings, no, you're going to hell for everything type vibe. That type of thing. Yeah, that type of vibe. So my dad, you can't
even eat candy.
I rebuke you, candy. Like, all right, okay. So my dad was, when I first came into consciousness, my grandmother was actually the pastor. Dad was on the organ killing it. Mom was like the choir director. So dad got elevated to pastor, and now I'm like, it's my turn to, to take over the keys and stuff like that. My dad taught me how to play the organ and all that stuff.
Really?
So yeah, so I started playing for the main service. I became the musical director of the church, and they gave me so much freedom, and I would put like. It would be like hymns. Oh God, don't get mad at me, y'all. But I would put like, I would put like
Biggie's.
One more chance.
One more
underneath.
chance.
the church didn't know what it was.
But they was rocking.
They was rocking. A couple of young people was like, "Oh, you gonna get in trouble for that?" You know what I mean? So they gave me the musical freedom to just be who I was, and I didn't know I was crazy or different until I left the four walls of my, familiar church. Like, oh, I'm different. Oh, okay, I'm wild. Oh, I got energy. I didn't know that. I'm at my family church. They know me. So it was an honor. It was good to grow up like that. I'm glad I grew up strict. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Let me say that. I'm glad. Tye is crazy, so I needed extreme boundaries.
Yeah. You needed that balance.
I needed
right?
that balance.
Yeah,
I
that
needed
grounding.
That grounding.
Yeah.
I really, really, really appreciate it now. I would have done it another way, like I'm doing with my kids now. You can get the same grounding with different ingredients, but I'm grateful for that stability, for that foundation of faith, because it has kept me through a whole lot of storms throughout the rest of my life.
I love it, man.
that.
You said something really interesting, and then I'm a father too. I'm gonna come back to something you said about the upbringing. You said when I came into consciousness.
Yeah.
I came into consciousness. He was already on the planet.
I was on the planet.
But when I came into consciousness, that's when you knew God was real.
God is real. Like, whoa, life is real. God is real. I'm an individual.
Yeah.
I'm a awareness of God. And like you said, I was already a human in the earth, and I was already going into church, being exposed to godly things consistently. I mean, we had church every day, not just Sunday. So y'all know about, y'all heard about that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, but when I got my personal light, my personal understanding of who God is, and like, whoa, this is real. I haven't even developed a relationship yet, but just like, whoa, God is real. Like, and when I came into that space was when my life began to me.
How old were you?
About 12. little
12
older
years
than
of
12.
age.
Yeah, a
Wow.
little younger than
That's
12.
interesting because you have been going to church for 12 years.
12 years.
But you crossed that you hit that crossroad at 12.
Yeah.
When I was 7 years old, my auntie Lucy, I always bring her up on this show. We went
It's all good though. It's all good.
all
grew up
Yeah.
to the rest of power.
It's okay,
Lucy
it's
Murph,
all
Lucy
right,
Murph,
yeah.
Lucy Murph. I came up in Oakland, California, Pilgrim's Rest Baptist Church.
Oh, okay.
And I used to just go.
Yeah.
She was an usher. She was a part of all the. I used to go for years, and then one year it clicked to me. I went to her and said, "Hey, Auntie, I want to be baptized."
Whoa.
And she went, "Whoa."
Yeah.
And then she made me read the Bible again.
Okay.
And then asked me my reasons why.
You mean
And
the whole Bible or a verse?
I didn't understand what I was
Man,
reading,
I'm like,
bro. And it was New Testament, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
the Old Testament.
King
used to-
James Version.
Yeah. It used to scare me. The Old Testament.
Yeah,
used to,
like,
I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie. It
I
was,
got you, bro.
Yeah.
it used to
Brutal.
scare me.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Right?
Yeah.
And I told her I wanted to be saved, and I had to say that to her
Well, yeah.
in order for her to allow me to do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so that's I always wonder, when do people
Mm-hmm.
stop going through the motions?
And start being real to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually life will present an opportunity where you have to make a mental decision. Like, how am I gonna choose to think about this? And 9 times out of 10, if you have some type of faith grounding, that'll be at least an option.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I could try this God thing. I remember a Bible verse that said, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning." Maybe that's true for me. You know what I mean? When life hits you, that's when you realize what your dependency is. And you know what I'm saying? God doesn't enjoy his children suffering, but I do know he allows us to experience suffering or things to see what we made of, see what our dependency is, see what you're going to run to. You know what I mean? When turbulence hit the plane, you grab something solid.
Yeah.
You don't grab your napkin or spoon, you grab something solid. And so when turbulence hits your life, man, God is expecting you to grab him. He's the only solid rock. You know what I mean?
What do you run to?
Who do I run to?
I like that, Tye,
Yeah,
man.
that's real, bro.
Tye, did you grow up a dancer at all, man? Was you into hip hop?
We was not even allowed to listen to circular music, bro.
but how did you know to put Biggie rhythms and melodies in the band music?
A bad kid, I probably was a bad kid.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Since we wasn't allowed to listen to it, but I was musical and I wanted to, listen to all types of music, so I would just sneak and listen to like Joe Sample, Weather Report, Yellow Jackets, jazz albums.
Okay.
And then of course hip hop was the language of our culture, still is to this day. So I wasn't alienated from, the language of the culture, all in school, all that stuff. Even though I wore 3-piece suits,
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I still saw the Timbs. I saw the Timbs and the J's while I adjusted my vest.
I saw the
Yo,
Timbs.
Sway,
Yo.
I used to iron my suits. Y'all don't understand. Make sure that crease was right. Boy, I thought it was, every day was Easter to me, yo. I didn't know what. I thought I was gonna get best dressed, and they gave it to the guy that wore chaps. You know what I mean? Chaps and polo. I'm like, man, he ain't dressed. He ain't got no tie, no cummerbund, no handkerchief. I should have won best dressed, but of course, I was churchy.
What do you say to, because the churchy kids in school sometimes got ostracized.
Oh.
And they got ridiculed,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
And that happens to this day. The church adults, it happens to, right? What would you say to a kid who's standing on their faith and walking a certain path?
Yeah,
What
that's
would
a
you
good one. I got bullied a lot growing up because of how I was always a skinny, black, buck-tooth guy. Always. So I always got bullied for that. Just laughing, teased, all that stuff. I would hate substitute teachers because, it's their first time seeing my teeth or seeing my skull. I'm like, oh, no.
Man, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I think of that all the time. I find ways to hold my mouth when I'm laughing. There's all types of things. When you introduce yourself to somebody, it's all these self-conscious things that you just automatically adjust to not be teased or almost noticed. So that on top of, so I have a whole thing called anti-bullying campaign. I have a whole philanthropy thing on that. That on top of being a young boy with faith and suits on, you know what I mean, was hard to deal with. But anybody who's dealing with that, I think as you're being taught your faith, you should be taught that it's not popular. You understand what I'm saying? As I think we did a misrepresentation of presenting a full gospel. Like God is on your side, you be saved, come out of sin, cool. not really like, hey, the world is going to hate you.
Mm-hmm.
They hated Christ. They may hate you. They may persecute you. You might not have a lot of friends at school just because of your faith. Just presenting that as a thought option, because it's like a total culture shock when we get ostracized for believing in God. It's like, oh, I thought, because you in your church, everybody's shouting and running around the church.
Yeah.
So when you say God, it's like, what? So I think we should be taught in our churches and stuff like that, especially to the youth, that, listen, the culture is not the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between kingdom and culture, and sometimes they actually clash. When they clash and you're in the middle of it, it is not you personally. It is kingdom versus kingdom, but you're on the winning kingdom side. So
The culture is the kingdom.
the culture is not the kingdom, bro.
Right.
So how does that apply to hip hop?
I was hoping you didn't ask that. No, 100. Because the culture is, the voice of the culture is hip hop right now. I believe God redeems or use every voice.
Okay.
Period. I don't think hip hop cannot be used in the kingdom of God. I mean, we got too many hip hop voices in gospel music and in the kingdom, as you know. We ain't gonna name them all, but we already talked about that. I feel like there's a redemptive element in hip hop, meaning even if Busta Rhymes or anybody who has a voice strongly, like you was talking about MC Hammer, strongly voices their convictions about their faith, the power that it'll cause disruption because there are powers of darkness that hate the light. We know that, period. You could try to have a good day and smile at somebody at Starbucks. Hey, have a good day. And they just, because darkness hates light, period, whether you're talking about Jesus and hip hop or smile and frown. It doesn't matter. But if somebody will use their platform to strongly and aggressively speak their faith, I think that there could be a trajectory change. I think that there could be at least an awareness. Like, I think we should have more God options, more God content. I think when something hit us, we think the last hip hop song we heard of Cardi B, and I'm not mad at any. I love everybody. Yeah. But if their lyrics would help our mental and our emotional health and our faith, the power, to me, will multiply. Yeah. So kingdom and culture should collide in a good way. That's why Jesus came, because God had his heaven, kingdom, culture, thou shalt not, but it wasn't working with how we living down here. Yeah. God, we don't know, Abraham messed up, David messed up, Solomon, everybody messing up. Everybody who got flesh on is trying to do this kingdom thing in culture. We don't get it. Jesus had to come and be and live both. You can still serve God. You're gonna have to take all the hits. You're gonna have to. We don't like hits. We don't like uncomfortability. Soon as things don't go our way, we like, see, I tried it. I tried God. I prayed about it. Jesus had to endure, so he was an example, not just Savior, not just Lord. Example. The Bible says he's the first begotten of the dead. In other words, he's the firstborn that came from death to life. Like when we have our awakening and we get saved and we get delivered and set free, Jesus is not just Savior and Lord, he's example. The Bible says he's the way, Sway. Yeah. Oh, that's my first bar. All right, you got it? You got it?
You throw that beat on. We got a hyena up in there.
Please don't. I will embarrass everybody in here.
All right.
But he's not just good and God. He's the way. Yeah. How do I get this thing together with me and my wife? Me and her, we not saying Jesus is the way. How do I communicate with my boss or my kid? Jesus is the way. How do I get finances from That's not just read about Jesus. Jesus being the way means when I do things like him, he creates the way for me to communicate with my wife, for me to communicate with my kids, for me to get resources and provision and money. When he's the way, it means do it his way, and he'll open up that way. It takes a lot of humility. Yeah. We don't want to break ourselves down to that point. We think ourselves like, she know what she did. Yeah. He know what he said. And bitterness and offense leads instead of the Lord leading. This is something I'm learning, which is why I'm just like blah, 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 because I'm like, Lord, you got to help me with me, because I see the brick wall that my ways lead me to all the time. And I'm a little tired. My forehead's getting hurt from bumping into the walls all the time. I'm tired of the bruises of Tye's way. So once you get to that point, which is a hard point to get to, because who who thinks problems in their life is because of them.
Mm-hmm. We don't.
My
know that.
problem is you.
It's within.
My problem is this government furlough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't me. It's something else. When you get to the point where you take responsibility for what's going on in your life and humble yourself and say, all right, turn the other cheek. Like we have all the answers. We don't like none of the answers.
Mm-hmm.
I heard someone say there's no such thing as not antichrist. What's the people who don't have no religion at all?
Agnostic?
No, not just that. Atheists.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said atheists. It's not that atheists don't believe that God exists. They don't like the God that does.
Oh, wow.
They hate the God that does exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't believe God exists, but if I admit he exists, then I admit he's right.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's right,
Oh,
that
you
means
understand.
I got to adjust to his way.
Right.
And if I got to adjust to his, I'm not doing all that. So I'd rather say he don't exist.
So rather
Wow.
than deal
So
with
I
the
deal with it.
obedience and the discipline that come and the humility that comes along with it. Got
You
it.
understand
Yes,
that?
yes.
It's certain people in our lives we say they're dead to me. So we don't have to deal with feeling empathetic and feeling any connection to them. You know what I mean? So we just say they're dead to me because there's thoughts, there's feelings, there's emotions, there's responsibility, there's pressure I feel with that relationship. So she's dead to me. He's dead to me. They say the same thing about God because to admit that he's real is to admit that he's Lord.
Mm-hmm.
He's owner. He's above. He runs all of this. And that's like, hold on. Jesus is Lord. You know what I mean? Jesus is king. Kanye was saying that a while ago. It's like to admit that is to, like a landlord. You know what I mean? If I got a landlord and I'm renting, he really owns the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling in it. I'm chilling in his flesh. I'm chilling in his body.
Mm-hmm.
But God really own it. So at any point, he could say, hey, exterminator's coming at 3. You need to be...
Yeah.
He can run that how he sees fit because he owns it. He's Lord. And he's Lord because he built that apartment complex. That's why he's Lord, because he created it. And God created us, which is why he can claim ownership of us. It ain't narcissism. It ain't a controlling God. It's legit.
Yeah.
If you created it, you can be Lord over it. So that's the part I think a lot of people have problems with. Not God existing, not God is love, not God is accepting. That Lord, that leader puts us in a place that we have to be subjective to him in some way or follow him in some way or reap some type of consequence. And people who can't deal with that fact of reality, I don't do God.
Tye Tribbett is here. We
What up,
outside
y'all?
tour. Kiara
I'm sorry I'm
Rasad.
talking too much.
No, you're not, Mike Todd, with
Yes.
his transformation
Mike Todd,
worship.
yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
I look at you, brother, and I think of people like T.D. Jakes. I think of Kirk Franklin. I think of yourselves. You know, people who just really dedicated themselves to the community and spreading the word.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also look at the fallout y'all receive along the way.
100.
Oh my gosh,
100.
man! I
100.
mean, it's worse than rappers.
What?
You know, but how do we, you know? And I'm not gonna do the division thing. You're representing, to me, you represent a new wave of approach.
Yes,
right?
sir.
A new way of approach.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the church, you know, we obviously speak on it all the time. People can be very judgmental.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This dude ain't perfect. He never claimed
At
to
all.
be perfect.
At all. I'm more Clark Kent than Superman any day.
Any day. Everybody's had problems, finance problems, problems in their marriage,
Yeah.
problem with their families, all this.
Yeah.
And you stand up and you get through it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But not everybody is honest about it. Not
Mm.
everybody is showing it in the public eye. I feel empathy for that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How do we become more empathetic as believers towards those who are out in the front lines?
Ooh, that's good. Man, that's good. How do we get more empathetic? That's good. Oh, I don't like this question.
I mean, that's when you're supposed to answer.
That's how you know it's good.
You started with division being crazier than, the hip hop sometime. That's because we all human. I want to say that.
Okay.
The common denominator is human. A lot of people say, I got church hurt, and church is human. You don't say Starbucks hurt. You don't say, car wash hurt or 7-Eleven hurt, even though you can experience the same type of things there. as far as people in the public eye having more grace for them, there is, too much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people's gifts got them to a certain place. My gift got me to a certain place. The Bible says that your gift will make room for you. My gift was beyond my character at the time. My gift was like for big stages, but my character was really still at small stages. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you can start your grace for the people. Like, everybody's not like my mom put me in front of the choir. I didn't never want to be in the front. I already told y'all, buck teeth, skinny, black. I didn't want to be in front of nobody. So this whole front man doing interviews with you, nowhere in my I was playing the keys.
Yeah.
If I was the musical director for the Grammys, I made it. Like Adam Blackstone is my boy. We both from Jersey.
That's
Shout out
Jersey.
to Adam. That's our
Jersey.
guy, man.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
He played for me a couple of times in the early days before he blew up.
Gosh.
Yes, that's my boy. So what he's doing was like my goal, like to be producers for these big shows and be the main guy for all these shows. So to do this is way beyond what I could ever be thinking of. I'm saying that in light of having grace for people who are in the spotlight. Everybody didn't want to be there. Everybody didn't do American Idol. Everybody didn't do Sunday Best, and everybody ain't trying to, be the best at everything. Some people, like Joseph in the Bible, his dad gave him a robe of many colors. He didn't choose it, but it just happened. So have empathy on that. Some people just there because, that's where God got them, because their gift is da-da-da-da-da. And, I mean, you got to go back to the Bible. Like, he who without sin cast the first stone. I got you. Yeah. I was wrong. Jakes was wrong. Whoever was wrong. Like, that's what's up. Whoever else you mentioned. CeCe Winans was wrong. She could do no wrong. So let me say her name. And she can do no wrong.
Hilarious.
But she has her. But the Bible says, y'all, this thing messed me up. This thing messed me up. This thing messed me up recently, y'all. It says, if the righteous scarcely make it in, then whoa, what's up with the wicked then? The righteous, the people that are living and doing right, which the Bible admitted that they are righteous, they're still barely going to make it. So there's something about even the most perfect person that God still say, nah, you still shouldn't even make it. You righteous, but there's still something about you that makes you barely make it. That's like, nobody's perfect. So as far as people in the spotlight, don't put too much light on them. Don't put too much deity on them. Don't put too much supernaturalism on them. We do too much, which is why we fall so hard when they fall. You understand what I'm saying? Nope. President Barack Obama couldn't be a human for the time he was in the office. His kids couldn't be online because they drinking Sprite. You know that sugar in that Sprite is that. Why that president got them drinking
high fructose syrup in that can.
Right. So you understand what I'm saying? There's such a pressure on people in leadership because of how we have to see them perfect so we can believe that perfection is possible. Nah, man. We have to. That's why our own relationship with God and being led by the Spirit will help mitigate our admiration of people in the spotlight, and it'll help mitigate our expectation of people in the spotlight, because I think the pressure creates the problem.
Yeah.
You gotta be tired. You gotta be the man. Yo, bro, I'm not always quoting scriptures, yo.
Right.
I'm on the show. I'm speaking to a lot of people. My priority is what God wants to say, because I'm on this. I don't always quote scriptures all day, every day, yo. I'm gonna go to Roscoe's. I'm gonna try to eat some chicken
Eat
after
that fried chicken. Huh? Okay, you're gonna eat that. Put that fried food in your clean body.
Yes, look at you. See that? That's doing that. But that you don't see me doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't see me doing that. You just the content that you get from Tye is bad. Joel Osteen, I have never seen a man without a suit.
Yeah.
Does he have sweatpants? Do he have sneakers?
Hilarious.
But do y'all feel me? So that creates him to us. That's Joel. That ain't Joel.
Right.
Chill. If the person you see online if the person you post you online every day, if that ain't really you all day, every day, how could you make anybody else them all? I guess y'all know. I hope y'all know what I'm saying. If you post every day, your lashes and your eyebrows is all done, and you ain't got, that ain't you all day, every day. You know you posting your best self. Right. How could you give yourself that grace and nobody else that grace? I think if anybody thinks of themselves, let's just say that, my sis, if anybody just thinks of themselves, they will chill on judgment on everybody else. If you honest with yourself and really think about yourself, I try to do that. I just got very wronged, y'all, yesterday morning. I got very wronged by somebody very close to me.
Really?
And the nigga ninja in me.
Mm-hmm.
The Jersey ninja in me was first. Like, oh, word?
Yeah.
And thank God I was in LA, so I wasn't even home to even flex anything. But God, you feel me, my sister?
But the fact that you know,
I'm being real with y'all. I'm being real.
Yeah, something triggered you,
bro.
Yeah,
it's bad. I'm like, yo, oh word.
Yeah,
that's the first thing is oh word, because the flesh response is always first.
Yeah.
Then I had to just chill out. Thank God I wasn't into. I had to chill out. And what happened with me was, all right, but you. I was like, yo, God. This ain't time for that right now. Like, this happened to me. Yeah, but I remember you. I'm not saying it's the same thing. It might not even be as bad. But you did that, and you lied to your daughter, and all right? It's like, whoa, this ain't got nothing to do with the lie. This person took my money.
Yeah.
You talk about me lying to my, you know what I mean? God has a way of mitigating and balancing even emotions. And when you accept oh, I did lie to my daughter that time. It'll help you emotionally deal with the rage that you was dealing with this other situation.
Somebody
so
wrong,
introspection and reflection is health. It's mental and emotional health.
Wow. Spiritual.
I'm telling y'all.
Tye Tribbett, man. Yeah! Give this man a round of applause. I want to play a song off the album.
Let's go.
What you want to play off the album, Sway?
All hell. Let's start from the beginning.
Oh, we start from the top?
Or nobody. Which one you want to hear?
We can do this since it's already up.
All right, turn it up, man.
This is like my parade song.
I already know.
God is on the floor, and we all around there singing, "All hail the King!"
Tye Tribbett, Shade 4-5.
I will not embarrass myself.
Almost had he feeling it.
You almost had me, bro.
I could tell.
You almost had me.
You've been thinking about this.
No, I have. I said, if I go on Sway Show, I got to freestyle.
You've been thinking about this.
I got like one line.
You want to do it, bro?
No, I don't want to do it.
You got to do it because you don't want to do it. You got to do it because it's uncomfortable to you.
There you go, Sway.
And then you will be the example.
I'm not listening to him, y'all.
For people to face their fears.
Yo, I'm not listening to him, y'all.
Don't do it.
What's the next question, yo?
The next question?
Man.
I was working them.
Almost. Maybe in the next couple minutes.
In a few minutes.
We'll see. Yeah,
Todd, thank you. I don't think we can thank you enough for being here. And I got to pull you back behind the curtain a little bit because as we talk about Christ and spirituality and discipline and obedience, what I've learned, and Sway and I talk about this a lot off camera, and on mic too, to be intentional. You have to be intentional.
That's 100.
And even with work and the things that we're doing on and off mic. And it is got my mind going, what brings you here? Like, why you have the opportunity to be at a lot of different platforms in a lot of places. What made you want to come to Sway in the Morning?
What you mean?
But because we've been talking about this since we saw you on the schedule. We were like, what? Like, he's coming here. We're thrilled to have you, bro. Like, I don't know if you understand that. Like, we welcome this. We welcome you. We welcome your spirit, your energy, everything. But like, what are you doing here? How, Sway?
How, Sway? That's what started it, Kanye, for sure.
Thanks, Jay.
I know. I felt like you said you felt like you met me, but we didn't even met. I just felt you.
Wow.
I really felt you. I said, yo, if I can get in the room with him, I know we can have a conversation.
Beautiful.
I'm not intimidated by anything. It's not so different from me. I wasn't intimidated by anything. I was just excited to get in the room with you, and not because of anything. But I just feel you. You think you know somebody because you hear them talk all the time.
Yeah.
And I know I don't really know you, but the part that I do know, I was like, oh, I can rock. I can rock. We can have a good conversation. That's a good dude.
Beautiful.
So that's what I thought, my sis. You know what I mean? So
and I feel like we're having just that.
Yeah.
This communication.
Yeah.
I feel like
besides you trying to,
nah, man,
strong arm me into a freestyle.
That's what I'm doing.
Harassing me. Could I talk about that for a second? This ain't my interview at all, but how are y'all because y'all on communications broadcast, how are you guys coping or dealing with, or do you even think about all the ramifications, boundaries, and offenses, and you have to say unalive now instead? How do you feel about all of the censorship and tensionship from society? Like we playing around joking like, oh, that glucose in the Sprite. I just want a Sprite. Now you harassing me. It's harassment. I just asked you to. You know what I mean? It's so sensitive in the world right now. I almost don't want to talk. So that's the only thing that made me almost not want to come here. Because I know when I get here, I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna feel good, and I don't know what I'm gonna say. How do y'all think about it?
Yeah, I've been doing this a long. I'll go first, and I would love for Mike Muse to jump in on this too, because he's and Tracy.
What's up, Trace?
What up?
I've been on the radio since 1990. Prior to that, I was an artist, put out music, with major label, the whole nine. So through the 90s, I was in the public eye, speaking to people, and I start receiving any opinion you had is going to get rebutted, right? And people tear you down if one opinion doesn't align. And then when I went to MTV, it just went 100-fold. I'm like, people recognize you everywhere you go 25 years later. But everything that I asked for, I received, right? Yeah. Things that I set my mind to do, how I wanted to utilize these platforms and bring worlds together, bring conversation, be able to have discourse even with people on the opposite ends of the spectrum so we can hear everybody's voices, right? All of these things have come to fruition. So the critique, the backlash, all of that stuff that comes with it, that just comes with it, right? It's going to happen, just like you said, with Christ, with Jesus Christ, with yourself. When you're on message, like Heather said, and we definitely are intentional in what we're doing here. Yeah. Those things don't affect me, right? I'm smart in how I discuss certain things. Yeah. I am cognizant of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But for the most part, the backlash, the critique, those things, we got to keep moving, man.
I love it.
That comes with it, right?
Yeah, I love it. Comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory. Nobody said it was going to be a perfect journey.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Nobody said people are all going to receive you 100%.
Yeah.
And it ain't about me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so when they get at me,
it's like, oh, y'all coming against?
You
don't even know who you coming against.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
You want to jump in?
I love that.
Tye, I think for me, and I've been in the industry for some time as well, it's important to have folks around you and your team. Ultimately, God is first, that protects you.
I love it.
What Sway has been brilliant at, and at the same time very kind and generous, is lending his protection. He protects his team.
I love that.
Because there are times where I'm on the whole opposite end of Sway. Like, what he won't say, I will. And he's like, you can't say that. I'm like, when we stop saying that? Why we can't say that word? What happened? This is what we talk about in the hood. So, but somebody has to protect you. And then as a woman, being a black woman
100.
In this industry, and
100.
Sway doesn't have one but two, and then black women behind the scenes that he works with, he protects us, and I think that's very important, to make that conscious decision as a man to not just protect your team, but specifically the women.
I love that.
We got
salute,
it's all good,
salute.
man. I'm coming on tour with you. All right, Tracy.
The harassment is insane.
HR, Tye, HR.
Yeah, I love that you asked this question, Tye, and I love that you're with us. You have such a captivating personality, and I've just been enjoying the whole conversation. I agree with everything that Heather and Sway said. I think it's good for us in general because it raises the bar for accountability. I think for a long time, the only requirement in a lot of cases for being on the mic was simply being charismatic, simply being entertaining. But today you can go further with more emotional intelligence, with empathy that you speak of, with more like cultural fluency, because we can communicate with so many people via the internet. You are going to be learning about so many different people's lives, and I think that helps us to be more inclusive and deepens trust, and I would say like widens reach, because there's so much to be learned about race. There's so much to be learned about gender identity. There's so much to be learned about mental health. A lot of conversations that weren't being had prior are being had now, and so they're also, to your point earlier, there's grace that needs to be extended because we're still learning. People oftentimes just see you with a mic and feel like you have superiority or you are perfect. You know what I mean? But you're also a student and you're allowed to learn while being a broadcaster. So I think there's a lot of good that can come from it.
I love it.
Mike, you on ABC? You on about how many 15 networks?
Congrats, bro.
Got about 4 shows.
I love it.
3 different channels.
That's the best I wore in 10th grade, bro. You look good.
Thank you.
Ty said he had to wear that.
And I hate to tell you, Tye, but I did get best dressed.
I love it. What's up,
but
Mike?
thank you for that question. But I do have a question for you after I answer, if that's okay, Sway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think it's actually harder, and I think the work is actually much more difficult. I think that in this era, you are so easily canceled, and in this era now where freedom of speech and the First Amendment is under attack. And what your definition of democracy is, and what your definition of truth is, and what your definition of facts are not the same as the next person's definition of truth and facts and impartiality. And in a space where we are more divisive than ever in political ideology, it is much more difficult to speak freely. You always have to be 3 steps ahead, or almost 3 words ahead of your sentences. You have to think of the ramifications that could come if I was to say this. Now it is popular and acceptable for individuals who have large platforms, and I'll leave it at that, to come at you and to encourage removal. And then this idea that we always have to be like whataboutism, right? Where you always have to say the other side. And oftentimes when that other side is not applicable, you still have to say that in order to protect your job. Because like you said, you're imperfect as well, but we still have mortgages to pay. We still have tuition to pay for. We still have rent to pay for. And to know that that could be taken away from me, or the ability to do that because your First Amendment looks different than my First Amendment, is challenging. And even take politics out of it, culture. I'll look at black people. Black people were not one accord, and I love that. But because of that, we're also too very critical of each other. And in culture, there is this oppression Olympics and critical Olympics. How can I clap back at you the best in the comment section? How can I tear you down the most in the comment section? And your black is different than my black, and my black doesn't define your black, and you ain't as black as I would like for you to be black, right? And so there is that element at play. Well, then you bring TikTok, as I wrap, you bring TikTok into the play now, and TikTok has 2 different factions. You can get in the algorithm because you hate something. You may not even view the product, watch the television show, listen to the music, know the artist, but it's cool to hate that entity because that gets you more likes, more views, more shares. And so there is this celebration and rewarding of bad behavior and bad commentary that gets you likes and algorithm, even if you don't believe it. And so truth isn't truth anymore. And so it's hard to do that. And then people who don't care about it, they don't have moral construct. They can say whatever because they love to go viral for anything as long as I'm popular and famous. And so it's challenging.
I got it, to say the least.
Challenging.
But
Mike,
the question,
let me do this, and then
sorry.
let me do this real quick because I want to, and then we'll come back with the question. But I appreciate all of the responses, and thank you for asking us.
Yeah.
People don't always
it's a conversation.
ask us. It's a conversation. But we got callers who've been waiting for a long time.
Okay.
And so I want to give them an opportunity to talk to you. Tye Tribbett is here. Let's go to Chicago. We have Jeffrey on the line.
What up, Jeff?
Chicago.
Hey, Jeff.
What up, Jeff?
Yo, what's going on?
How you feeling, Jeff?
How y'all doing today?
Great, man. We got Tye up in here, man. What's your question?
Man, first time caller. I've been listening.
Hey! Let's welcome him, man.
Let's go.
Hey. Welcome to the sermon.
Tye, man,
what's up, baby? What up?
Man, I've been following you since 1997 when you did the McDonald's competition, man. Like, you and
Don't
GA,
age me,
y'all
bro.
been so lit. Even when y'all came to Chicago, did the Gospel Fest last year, then you came to the Auditorium Theater last year, I was in attendance, man. My wife knows that there's 2 artists that I absolutely love, is you and Bilal. And today is her birthday.
I love Bilal.
So, yeah, man.
Happy
Bilal
birthday.
and Tye Tribbett. as long as I have y'all two on my Spotify playlist, I'm cool.
That's great.
We gotta do a song together.
That's dope.
That would be great.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Definitely, man. So like, I love your energy. Like when you come to your live show, it's like a worship experience.
Yes, sir. Intentional about.
And it take on a totally different platform. I swear. When my mother passed away 3 years ago, all I could remember is like I have no other choice but to trust you. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that,
like,
bro.
and man,
I feel that.
Your words have really resonated in my heart. So that's all I needed to say.
Amazing.
Thank you, bro. Condolences to your to you, man. You know, for your family. I just lost my father 2 months ago as well. So I feel that. I feel that for real. So, hey, I'll be in Hammond, Indiana, not too far from Chicago, November 8th. We outside tour, November 8th. See if you can find yourself there, man. I would love to meet you if you can come.
Absolutely.
All right.
Love you, man. God bless you, brother.
God bless you, man. You're a super citizen, brother.
That's Sway in the morning.
Kirk in Atlanta. We only got a few minutes. Kirk,
what up, Kirk?
What's your
Kirk
question?
Franklin's in Atlanta?
Hey, what's going on? ATL. What's going on, man? Yo, I'm so elated to be talking to you right now. Tell me real quick. My mom, I'm a member of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, so you know my pastor, Jamal Bryant. Yeah. I know y'all talked and everything in the past. Tell me about your journey, because I knew you before the dreads. And tell me also this new generation, what's going on with the hip-hop, the gospel rap. I'm not really feeling it because I came from a Pentecostal church too. So I'm a third-generation PK kid. So let me know what's up with that, what you think about that.
Well, you want to know what he think about Christian rap?
Christian rap, yeah, because I don't really find myself with the spirit. I don't really find myself leading on with that spirit, because Kirk Franklin, y'all had Salt on yesterday. She said that Kirk Franklin didn't work with nobody. He wouldn't work with anything outside the gospel. And it bothers with my spirit when I see Christian rappers. I see the generation. I see what they're trying to do. But
what he said was she was the first rapper that what was the song? Stomp. Yeah, she was the first person. And we recently had Miles Minnick, we had John Keith, we had DJ Mike V. We did a
Lecrae is a fixture here.
Andy Minnie,
Holy Smoke, the Holy
Smoke. We had the whole Holy Smoke Cypher up here 2 weeks ago, and we had them on.
You should have been in it, Tom.
You could have been in it.
I'm gonna get my 2 bars before I leave.
Okay.
My brother, to answer your question, I came up Pentecostal just like you did, all that stuff, and I'm doing some of the things that some Pentecostal people saying, "Oh, I can't get with that Tye, you're going too far." My earrings, when I had my hair, my little hip hop stuff, they can't get with. So I understand where you are in that language. My thing for you, I will just make sure my heart remains pure if I was you, in saying, okay, I don't understand it, I don't get with that. My boundary is I don't do that music, but don't condemn. Don't down talk. Don't cause the division or strife. Or why are you listening to that? Or try to encourage others to get on your page, because you could be just not understanding something that God is doing. God has done so many things in the Bible that people didn't understand, and just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not Him. Somebody could be getting the same breakthrough and speaking in tongues and running around the church that you got in '85.
Come on.
They can get it from Lecrae. It's a different time. It's a different tone now. Today, God is using a different tone. So I'm not dismissing the songs and the ways of the past, but also make sure you don't dismiss what God is doing next. He says, I'm doing a new thing. He says, remember not the former things. He said, don't even think about how I used to do it, yo. And when he said, remember not the former things in that scripture, it's not talking about remember all the toxic things, remember all the trauma, the bad. No, remember not all the bad stuff. No, he's not saying don't remember the bad. Don't remember the success, the great revivals. I'm doing something totally different. God is too vast for us to get stuck on one way. So I wouldn't talk about another way because I don't understand it, because you could be talking about God.
Kirk, thank you for your call,
I love
man.
you, Kirk,
we
and
appreciate you, Kirk.
I understand you.
Okay, Kirk, take care, brother. You're a super citizen.
Us Sway in the morning, Pim Pim.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pim is everything.
That
I love the Pim.
Mike, I want to let Mike and Tracy jump in real quick. We only got so much time, but Mike, you mind going ahead?
Yeah. So great answers, Tye. The question I had for you is, what is your thoughts on the role that Christianity is now taking almost center stage within political discourse?
I hate this question as well.
That's a great question, Mike.
Yeah, it's such a fine line between, you know, I don't think, I'm not a very political person. Mm-hmm. I'm very much kingdom, right? Kingdom means led by the Spirit, right? I try to follow the Lord, I try to lead by the Spirit. He then guides me to certain, you know, things, affiliations and things like that. The Christians getting involved in the politics, it's shaky, period, because politics is not based on Christ. Mm-hmm. To Tye. Politics is not based on Christ, and that's the whole argument. Oh, yes, love is not in there. Mm-hmm. Any fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, kindness. None of the fruit of the Spirit or what God expects out of our lives is in the Constitution, to me. And I'm not that well versed in all that stuff. Yeah. I think the mix needs to be very, very sensitive and very, very careful. I don't think everybody's called to it. I don't think everybody should speak to it publicly, because it just rages. It just adds fuel to fire. I don't take my platform at my church. I'm a pastor as well. Live Church Orlando. Shout out Live Church. I love y'all so much. Mm-hmm. I don't use my platform to speak politics. Majority because my foot is not in it like that. My foot is not in it like that. I encourage, support, and pray for those who are frontliners in things like that. I'm not a frontliner in that. I'm a frontliner in worship, praise, and God's way. Mm-hmm. So I try to stay on my side. Not that don't affect me, and not that what I do don't affect politicians. But we are many members in one body. I'm not trying to be the thumb right now. I know the part that I play. But to answer your question, what do I think about it? I think it's very sketchy and needs to be because either the Christian is going to become more political and leave the foundation and the you know what I mean, and the convictions or the foundations of the faith to be more, you know, hey, y'all, we need to rally. We need to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like we lose. I don't know.
You said it?
Yeah, I said it. All right, cool. I don't want to say nothing.
Nah, you good, man.
I ain't giving y'all no viral moments.
Nah, that ain't no viral moment.
I'm just playing. But it's sticky, bro. It's a very tricky thing. And if you don't know somebody, if you can't sit and have a conversation with certain people, like these people in the comment sections you was talking about, and they just going back and forth. It's people who don't know each other that's triggering each other, that if they were face-to-face and had a conversation, could probably come to a resolution. So I think that's the same thing, talking politics over a huge stage with so many people who got Jesus, oh God, did not have every discussion with everybody. The woman at the well who was sleeping with so many men, he didn't say over the stage, hey, he had a personal conversation where certain stuff, it just got to be personal. So though I have my convictions and though I have my beliefs, everything is not to be broadcasted unless it's a conversation. And it seems like I'm just talking to you, Mike, but I know it's thousands upon thousands of people listening. So
millions.
So it's still, certain things are just me and you. And that's how God leads all of us. Just me and you. And that's how it's going to be when we get to heaven at the throne. Just me. I don't care what President such and such did. I don't care what such and such. Why didn't you listen to what I said? Why didn't you go with what I let? That's the conversation I'm trying to keep strong here, because that's the same conversation we're going to have there. That's my take.
Tye Tribbett, thank you, Mike, for that question.
Thank you, Mike. Good question, man. You tried to stop me, bro. You stopped me, bro.
No, there's no get you got you.
Tye got triggers, man.
I love you, man.
You done done too many interviews.
Call me Tye.
Them grammar school suits, yo. Them grammar school suits. He's still dealing with that, Sway.
Tye trigger. Tracy, you want to take us home, Tracy?
You gonna have a prayer for me for my emotional stability?
We got you, Tye. We got you, Tye.
Tye triggers, yo.
The alliteration is there. You know what I'm wondering about? There's a lot of people who have felt burned by the church, but they still crave God, right? And so they embrace the title of spirituality more than like religious. And that could be for numerous reasons. Some people feel like God transcends pronouns, you know? Some people feel more drawn to maybe a polytheistic type of religion, maybe going back to Yoruba, right? Or something like Hinduism. And I know oftentimes like Christian artists are asked, would they collaborate with a secular artist? But I wonder, would you collaborate with someone who had who believed in God, but through a completely different framing. Like someone who practiced Hinduism, but there are multiple deities under that package of belief.
I'm not that ambitious to just want to hit or let me do this with it. I will be down to have a conversation with anybody who's a Hindu. I am not intimidated by any of those things. I welcome that. I accept it. Not that I agree with it all. I believe there are many gods, most of them that man made, and there are many lords, but he's the Lord. I believe when it comes to all that, how do we feel about Christ? How do we feel about Jesus? That God, the God for the Son, that God, the God of the moon. Okay, to me, he's the Lord. He's the Lord of Lords. So he runs the Son. So I wouldn't pray to the Son because I know the God of the Son. I wouldn't pray to such and such because I know who the Lord of that. So to me, is Jesus over everything. So I will have those conversations openly, understanding all that, all the history and all that. I accept all of that, embrace all of that, and with love, we'll have a conversation. My first thing wouldn't be a song unless it's like, oh, I really like that artist, unless it's really authentic. I'm not at the place where it's just like, just doing stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Tye Tribbett, man. Hey, man, how you feel, man?
I feel like this is home to me, man. Y'all made me feel at home. The New York accent.
Jersey.
My bad.
Oakland.
The New York accent made me feel at home. The triggers made me feel like family. So thank y'all.
Okay, no problem, man. Hey, we outside tour. Featuring Kiara Rashad.
I think Bree Triller too. Bree Triller, that's my girl, yo.
That's your Triller? Okay. Man, go to TyeTribbett.com.
It's up.
Get your tickets.
It's up.
We outside.
We outside. I'll see y'all outside in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Tye, man, thank you, brother. Give me a hug.
Man, love you, Tye, man. Love you, citizens. Make sure you go to Sway'sUniverse.com.